Good evening, everybody. How is it going? Elliot is here. Novmum's asking why I didn't go to the game. My tickets fell through, Novmum. Unfortunately. YOLO's back at the Blues. Good evening, mate. Parrots got the Chiefs by 1. Metal Death says the missus must have said no. Stephen says good morning from Ireland. Tom was asking about the new job. My new job is to grow some onions, bro. That's the latest. I haven't been looking. I'll see how things go, man. Novmum, I was supposed to get tickets from my missus's work because she works for a company which has dealings with Adidas, and Adidas gets free tickets, obviously, because they're one of the major sponsors, I guess. They do all the jerseys. But then after my missus won the competition for the tickets, Adidas went back and said, oh no, actually we're going to give them to our own staff, so we're going to take them back. But they said they'll make it up during the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, so we will see. Matthew, good evening, man. How are you? Nice food says, let's go Mighty Blues. Yeah, let's hope so, man. Alan, I didn't put the Blues jersey on. I've been wearing this Free Jacks one all day. It's my current jersey of choice when I am out and about. What can I say? I quite like it. Reed says, let's go Blues. Daramundi says, hey Daramundi, man. How you doing? And yeah, it was pretty stinking off mum that I didn't get the tickets, but oh well. It was supposed to be free anyway. Can't really complain too much. I have just kicked off on my one. If you guys are watching alongside, I'm at 10 seconds right about now. My onion growing attempt gave me a tiny little one. No good. I've got some seeds. Maybe Tama can give me some advice on how to grow onions. I spent like $4 on some onion seeds because they can be planted in autumn or winter. So, early winter it says. So, yeah, onions. Oh, goodness me. The Blues got an injury already. Come on. Bryce Heem. No good. Scooter, good evening, man. How you doing? Let's have a look at this. Bryce Heem goes up in the air and two guys both fall pretty heavily. I would say he's winded. He fell flush on his back unless his head goes into the turf. Nah, I reckon he's winded. We've all been there. Ben is in Ireland, 8:05 in the morning. Let's go Blues. Good man. Good man. Growing onions is super easy, like how the Aussie Super Rugby teams, when they go up against New Zealand teams. Oh, the shots are fired. Any advice, anything I need to do? It just says give them full sun. I figure I'll dig a little bit for them. And yeah, the thing says I need to put them in well-drained soil. Give them plant food, apparently. Make successive sowings every few weeks. Protect from snails and slugs. Don't eat the seeds, okay? Very raw looking Chiefs side, Dean. You're right, man. They're playing a lot of their second string guys because they've already qualified for the final next week. So no point risking the big guns for this one. Daramundi, Wallabies got the Chiefs by 2. Man, even despite their B team. God, I hope not. Ben, man, I'm pretty good. Another week of school holidays with my boy this week, but thank goodness school holidays are over. I love spending time with him. We're trying to learn to ride a bike and all that kind of good father-son stuff. It's been good, but yeah, I can only play Transformers so many times. Not heading to the game now, Sam. Nah, man, I lost the tickets. My missus is winning. At first, she said she won the competition, right? And I was like, bro, you must have been the only person who entered because nobody wants to go to the bloody game. But apparently 61 people entered and 2 people won tickets, my missus and one other person. But then Adidas went, oh no, we're taking the tickets back. So they both lost out on the tickets. And we're watching the semi-final. Yeah, bro, lock us in for 2 games tonight, definitely. Star Leo, mate, how are you doing, bro? 2.5 minutes in, Chiefs have just knocked the ball on, but they had advantage anyway for a high tackle. Email our team. Yes, Dean, it's a New England Free Jacks jersey. I didn't see the women's game theft. No, I was giving my daughter a shower and putting her to bed. Priorities. If her work's getting tickets for the Trans-Tasman will be random games, I don't think I'll have any choice. Yeah, it'll just be whatever they get given. I hope they follow through with it. Otherwise, they're a bunch of scumbags. But, I mean, I can't really complain, can I? Free stuff. It's just a bit weird that they give them away and then ask for them back. That's, like, not cool. I mean, I still could have gone to the game, really. I was talking to my missus about it. I was like, should I go? And she's like, is the game really important? I was like, oh, not really in the scheme of things, but it'd be nice to go to a game because I haven't been this season. And then I was like, no, I won't go. I'll wait for the Trans-Tasman. And then she said, oh, my work's having a competition. And I was like, okay, just enter. And if we win, it's destiny. And then sure enough, she won, but then had them pulled off. Morning, says James, just woke up. I hope you got the tally on, man. The Chiefs are lining up a shot at goal. 3 minutes and 50 seconds into the game. Gatland has just kicked the Chiefs in front in this game. Blues 0-3 to the Chiefs. Let's put that up. Bumper. Looking forward to 2 games tonight, Stalio. Yeah, man. I mean, this one... I mean, did you guys see yesterday's game? That game was nuts. Let's hope this game's half as good as yesterday's one. I actually put, like, my own money on the Chiefs. Novman, what were you doing? With a point start? Not TAB bonus bets? Come on. You should try and stay up for the Stormers Sharks. It's midnight my time. It is midnight my time. I could stay up for the Stormers Sharks. Then I'd be going to bed at 2. Or get up and watch it like at 5 before the kids are up. Neither option's that appealing, to be honest. Tone of my voice when the Blues are behind. I can't help it. Morning from Wales. Ooh, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Mr. Red. Is that Welsh? It'll be a Blues Trans-Tasman game, Adam. It will indeed. It'll be one of the games at Eden Park, I would imagine. Yesterday's game was especially good as a Canes fan. Indeed, man. You guys get them hiding in the end. Absolute shellacking. Nice unexpected bonus 2 cents coverage. I hadn't expected to be sitting on the couch for this one, man. I was planning to be at the game, but oh well. Tom Robinson's the guy on player cam this week. Interesting choice. Had to buy my daughter football boots today. Had to buy men's size 10. Bloody hell. How big is your girl? Whoa, Zan Sullivan's the one doing the kicking. From halfway, it's not going to have the legs. Just under. Just under. Just could see as soon as he kicked it, he got too far under it, but man, it was close. We're just having some fun, mate. Dane Cole's, yeah. His idea of fun is probably not the same as everybody else's. When does the Mitre 10 Cup start? I'm not actually sure. I haven't seen the fixtures list yet, eh? Am I doing a Lions squad prediction? Hell no. Hell no. I did the 23. That's enough. That is enough. God, some of the comments on that. Why do I do them? Why do I do them? Because they get heaps of views. And it's fun. And most people talk about it in a cool way and put their cool lineups. But then the price of that is a few knobheads. But anyway. Sowing onion seeds is super easy. Prepare your soil, add a little bit of fertilizer. Make 1 centimeter deep holes, 10-15 centimeters apart, and put 3 seeds per hole. The soil has to be at least 40 centimeters deep. Okay. Let me just take a quick photo of that. Boomfa. Done. Okay, 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters. 3 seeds per hole. I wouldn't have done that. That's not in the instructions. She has feet. She has big feet, taller than me. Her dad is 6'2", so expecting her to be tall. Okay. I'm 6'4", and I don't think my kids are going to be as tall as me. Mitre 10 doesn't have a fixed start date yet. Okay. Could be right. If you're watching the game, the Blues have gone 10 phases. They're about a metre out, so they're due for a knock-on any time now. Anytime. Christie gives it to Adrian Choate. He's still like 2-3 meters out. Christie again. Satutu plows headfirst alone into the Chiefs. Gets about the same amount of distance as Choate got. Slow as ball. Robinson tries the same, and he's over the line, but did he get it down? Ref says held up. 13 phases. That ball was so slow. What a carry. Robinson was watching that guy play. Indeed, mate. He is a fiery type. That's true. You should start 2 cents gardening. The trouble is, Kenneth, I don't know bugger all about gardening. I'm only a very novice gardener. I mean, you could say the same about my rugby knowledge, to be fair. But, yeah. If I was going to do it, I would need to start filming now to get there before, and then release videos in like a year's time when I've actually had the after. Oh, bloody hell. Blues knocked that restart on, by the way. Thanks for the vid, says Janelle. What do you here? Give me the rugby calendar for the remainder of the year. Ooh, what else have we got this year? Super Rugby Trans-Tasman's coming up. Champions Cup is at the semi-final stage. So that's almost done, but it will restart before the end of the year. Rainbow Cup's on at the moment. Goodness me, Soul Cooler is in acres of space. He probably gave that ball a little bit too early. And he's in touch, surely. Bloody hell, I think the Chiefs have just blown it there. I think Soul Cooler needed to wait until he was tackled before giving that one. Big line break. Man, the Blues are not looking very good, are they? How come the games are Eden Park? There's no smaller ground available. That's just their ground, eh? Eden Park doesn't get a lot of action as it is. Without the Blues games, they would only be used about twice a year, probably. I just want to check who the hell I picked for this game. Who did I pick? Tell me I picked... Did I pick the Chiefs? Oh my goodness, I actually picked the Chiefs. I must have picked before I saw the lineups. Bloody hell. I picked the Chiefs by 3, so if it stays like this, I'll get it spot on. Onions grow better in small bunches, so do radishes, but not garlic. Right. Okay. Okay, Tama, I will give it a crack. I'll prepare some soil tomorrow. What am I using for fertilizer though? Like liquid fertilizer or what? I haven't bought any. Would have been an epic try. It's true. Not mum, but not quite. Don't like the dropout, says Matthew. I also don't like the dropout. I think it lets the defensive team off the hook. And I don't say that just because it happened to the Blues. I think generally you need to earn a get out of jail more than just with a dropout. Game has a lot of support. Chief supporters here, says Cora. Are you there? Hopefully it's a good atmosphere. Theft also comes mostly for Tama's advice. Indeed. Go, Bryce! Bryce Heem. Run it! I need my dad here next to me. Mushroom compost works well and it's affordable. Okay. I was just saying to Ellard earlier that I went to Mitre 10 today and their cheapest compost, which I've been using to amend the soil, has gone up from $4.50 to $6. So I did not buy it. Bunnings has got it for $4.50, but Mitre 10 is a lot closer. But if I can find a reason to go where the Bunnings is, I'll pick up some compost while I'm out there. Come for the rugby, stay for the gardening, Scooter. I know. God, it's been a lot about gardening. Is this me or are you guys driving this? I have to wonder about this now. I probably started it. Because someone probably asked me what I've been doing and I know I've been in the garden. But, oh goodness me. Here goes Wainui. Oh, he's not got the gas of Rico. Or was it Sullivan? No, that's Sullivan there. Gatlin's going to put boot to ball. Has to. Christie, good take. Gets smashed. Here in a good atmosphere. Enjoy it, Cora. I hope it's a good one. I didn't actually see the women's game. I know you were looking forward to that one, Cora. Hopefully it was good as well. Fred missed the start. Did I decide not to go to the game, Fred? Nah, Fred. My missus won tickets through her work. Because her work, they deal a lot with Adidas, and Adidas is the ones who were giving the tickets. But then after my wife won the competition for the tickets, Adidas then pulled the tickets back and said they were going to give the tickets to their own staff. So my tickets disappeared. If the Blues lose, then it will be a lot to say about the current state of the Blues. Stalio, I know, man. It's terrible. Worm castings are also excellent. Now, yeah, I'm trying to fill my soil with as much compost as possible. Like I'm composting like crazy, my food scraps and stuff, because I want to bring all those worms into my area, the neighborhood. Some areas of the garden have got heaps of worms, but one side over this way is all clay, so there's no worms. Otsidi Black looks like he's going to go off for an HIA. He's not looking very healthy. Kicks the ball. Capelli nails him. Probably doesn't have time to pull out. Is it a bit high? Like, there's no problems with the timing. The timing's perfect, but is it just a bit high maybe? Women's game was awesome. Chiefs smashed the Blues 39-12. I'm glad the game was awesome. The result, not that keen on. Dave Vessels left the Rebels. Yeah, I saw that. It was time. It was time. His Rebels sides during normal Super Rugby used to start well and then fall off the pace. And then now they've just gone from starting poorly and then keeping poor. Like, you need to be getting better. You need to be doing... it needs to be improving. It can't be getting worse. So, yeah, it had to go. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck starting for the Blues. Yeah, I don't think he's come to the Blues to ride the pine. I don't think the Blues will pay him that money to ride the pine, so I reckon he'll be starting, mate. Absolutely. Be good to have a women's Super Rugby competition. Indeed, Nov Mum, but the Aussies have been doing it for a while, actually. They had Super W. So it's interesting that one we're a wee bit behind the eight ball. James, this is a New England Free Jacks. It's a Major League Rugby jersey. I just like it because it's got a nifty collar. Not many jerseys do collars nowadays. Professionalism into the women's game. It's the only way the quality of the games will get even better. Paying people to play full time. How are the Blues looking, bud? They're looking bad. They're playing a Chiefs B team and they're looking decidedly ordinary. Not good at all. Yeah, not too happy at the moment. But still early days. Truth hurts indeed. Big V8 show, man. How are you doing? How's the move? I've already kind of got myself settled in now. You'll be going through the same process. Only 17 minutes, and I know theft, mate. Maybe my expectations were too high, which is crazy, but it is a Chiefs largely changed lineup. Score isn't too bad. Yeah, 3-0. It's all right. It could be worse. I haven't, James, actually been watching much of the MLR at all. I thought I would have time, but seeing as I watched the Women's Six Nations, I kind of lost a bit of my free time. That was a whole new thing for me to watch. So, but it was good. Gave me a bit more knowledge on the game, I like to think. But yeah, I'll have to watch some of the MLR now that that's finished. Oh, here goes Eklund. Try time. Hoorah. There go the Blues. At last, we've woken up. What a break from Eklund straight through. Stressful Big Vet show, I can imagine. Moving sucks. Andy Ellis is playing well for New York. I'll have to keep an eye out for him. Christie gets the ball to him. It's a pretty rubbish pass. It's passed towards his head, but he just beats the big prop who goes for the ankle tap. Nice try, says Kenneth, and it was indeed. He beats the loose head prop and straight through. So that's the first lead change of the match. They found new mutant COVID variants in the community here, so I'm quietly worried that moving people might pass it to us. I also moved house during a, was it level 3 lockdown over here? So very, very dodgy time to be moving house, but all went well. So that doesn't mean everything's going to go well for you, but there you go. I share your experience, and hopefully it's all very uneventful. That looked like a Cody Taylor try. It was Cody Taylor-esque, wasn't it? The big hooker straight through. The LA team have a gorgeous stadium. Wish them luck filling it, though. It looks fantastic on TV, at least. Oh, right. The Giltinis have been doing pretty well, haven't they? With all the Aussie guys. "19.5 minutes at the moment, folks. Chiefs line out on the Blues 10-meter line. Blues are actually in front. Capelli can hit. Yeah, he does that well, bro. Definitely does that well. Here go the Chiefs. Oh, did he release that ball? It's on the line. It's definitely on the line, but did he release it? He's got to fully let that go if he's been tackled, unless they rule that he wasn't held. That's the question. Was he held? And if he was held, did he let the ball go? Looks like a try to Scooter into Starleo. I don't think there's a captain's challenge needed because I think that the ref wants to have a look at it anyway. Try time surely, says Darmundi. Worm castings are the bomb as is mushroom compost. If you have compost ready to go, just use that. Otherwise, any other fertilizer mentioned are great. So before the frost settles in. Right. I think I should still have time because it's still pretty warm here at the moment. I will do so. So you don't have to release if you're not held. That's right, Kenneth. They have to kind of hold you to complete the tackle. Once the tackle's completed, you've got to place the ball and release it. Doesn't matter which direction. That's why you sometimes see guys place it forward to score the try. He's tackled. Oh, I mean, maybe I got my Blues goggles on. Was that a tackle? The Blues guys were on him for a wee while. It's not like they just tapped him and he fell over. Still arms on him. He's on the ground. There's still arms on him. Now he's up. I don't know. God, bugger being a TMO. Marius, good evening, mate. How you going? Giltinis are running up big scores earlier than easing off for the rest of the game. A few steps above the league, unfortunately. They make line breaks for fun. Okay. Tackle complete. Yeah, I don't think it takes much for a tackle to be complete. But the Chiefs coaching staff are pretty livid. Stalio saying he's not held. Same as Matthew. The double movementing when he goes for the try. Not when he runs back up. Really? Don't know. I'll take that though as a Blues fan. Pound for pound, boxing speak, Mackenzie must be the best player in world rugby. Antoine Dupont's pretty good as well. I think it was a try, but I can see the point of view of the refs. I'm normally one to say I'll go with the advantage to the attacking team, to be honest. But it doesn't take much for a tackle to be completed, right? Guys are on you, your knees are on the ground. That's pretty much it. But anyway. Who's your tip for the top team in Europe this season? Are you talking like Champions Cup for the 4 semi-finalists? Maybe Leinster or Toulouse, right? Don't know. What are you talking about after that? Colby as well, pound for pound. Yeah, true. South Hawks, man, what's going on? The Chiefs are lining up a shot at goal. 21:40 on the clock. Getz is doing the goal kicking this week with no D-Mac. This will be a consolation for that denied try if they can get it. He's got it. Where's the clutch man for the Chiefs? He's being rested. Half the Chiefs squad is being rested. They've got a bunch of debutants for this one. Dead rubber, Steve. It is a dead rubber. Indeed. You have to have one player on the ball carrier on the ground for a completed tackle. The ball carrier was on the ground, and there was a Blues player on him for a bit, so maybe that counts. All talk of D-Mac Getz has icy veins. He has also been a clutch man as well. Let us not forget. He beat the Chiefs for the Highlanders last Super Rugby Aotearoa in the last kind of few minutes with a droppy. So he's also a pretty cool customer. Who's the replacement for the Lions at outside centre? I don't know, man. Like on form from the Six Nations, it's probably Chris Harris from Scotland. But if you want to go Gary Ringrose, he's one of my favourite players. He's a different type of player to George North, though. Tuilangi's back fit, right? He's a big unit if you want like for like in terms of just pure size, but he's not a guy who can play much. Tuilangi doesn't really play anything but the midfield, right? He can play 12 or 13. I don't know. It's tough, man. Who else do you go with? Hadley Parks, says Ellen. Hadley Parks. Bring back the Hadley Parks and Jonathan Davis midfield combo. Can I go to live games? I will be going to live games at some point. I'll take some video for you. Chris Harris is already your 13. Yeah, on form, I think you go Chris Harris. But whether Gatland just picks purely on form is probably unlikely. I don't know. Simbin, is it Blues time? Oh, hopefully, man. We're up by a point after 24 and a half minutes. Ruben Love, Kenneth. Yeah, the Canes 10. He looked good in some highlights. Yeah, he was off and on, but he's only just turned 20. So, yeah, he looks like he's got heaps of potential. Oh, what's happening here? I've got the volume low. If you can tell me what the ref is saying at times, do let me know. I can hear a bit of it, but I can't hear everything. Probably because I'm gabbing. Bit of a tip tackle, says Jamie. Okay. Tahuriorangi? Oh, yeah. Ooh. He's lifted him above the horizontal. He's a halfback. It's not often you see a halfback with a tip tackle. On a bloody lock as well. I was looking at the Trans-Tasman schedule. The best schedule for me, they have the Waratahs, then Rebels, then the Force, then the Brumbies, and finally the Reds. Good build up for each game. True. Penalty only. I don't even know what the Blues schedule is still. I'll have to have a look. You're saying Dan Coles? Nope, not tonight, mate. That was yesterday. That was funny. Sucks a third place team in Aotearoa doesn't get the playoffs because you'd like to see the Blues and the Force make the playoffs. Yeah, I think that's why the Aussie competition started a week ahead of the New Zealand one, because they do have the extra game. New Zealand just goes first and second to a final, whereas Aussie goes 2 and 3 play a semi, and then the winner plays first for a final. More build up that way, eh? The ref said, "I wish I were." God, I wish I was watching the 2 cent stream. He'd be getting all that gardening advice, man. I'm very confident about growing some onions now. A tama, without your advice, I would have mucked them up, definitely. I would have put 1 seed in each. Excited about Trans-Tasman Comp. We'll see who the real club is. I want to see how the Reds go, man. I hope they do well. But I also hope the Blues do well. All right, some big, strong carries here from the Blues. Quick ball, please. Don't muck around. 1, 2, 3. Bloody hell, too slow. Come on, guys. Quick ball. They got advantage. Close to the line. If they got over that time, ref's going to have a look at something. Blues are too focused on the colour of their hair. It's cost them dearly this year. Interestingly, Steve, when they coloured their hair, initially they seemed to have better results, but maybe they need to go back for another session. Don't know. And we're watching Leinster v La Rochelle. It's on at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't think I can do it. I will watch it, but not live. Let's have a look. There's a bit of NIB padding in the way. You're not going to see anything there. Oh, that's a try time. Surely, try time all day. It's going to be a bloodbath when we get to rip into the Aussie teams. Mark my words, says Liam. He might be right. I hope it's a bit more even than all that. Because the Aussie numbers in terms of their TV ratings are actually up. But I fear if they get smashed, they may go a wee bit down again. That was Adrian Choate that got the try, by the way. And it'll be 14-6. There we go. Blues extend their lead. Knock in the face for his troubles, indeed. Tars to beat the Crusaders, Allard. I don't know what you're drinking, but you can get me some of that, mate. I was getting food. What just happened? Try and blood, Matthew. Yeah, the guy with the blood is the try scorer. He burst over the line after Robinson went close. And, got maybe a boot or something in his face for his troubles and a wee bit of blood. "27 minutes in." I'm actually surprised how decent that crowd is, to be fair, given it's a dead rubber match. The Tars are going to roll everyone. Maybe the Tars have just been biding their time, waiting for Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. That's what they've been doing. They're waiting for everybody to underestimate them, and then they're going to unleash. If Tars beat the Satyrs, I'll be convinced it's match fixing. Has rugby ever had match fixing? I think we've been pretty like cricket's had a fair bit. Do you think there will ever be a World Super League Leinster versus the Satyrs? It'd be great for it to happen, mate. It's just a matter of getting it in the calendar, eh? Doesn't like some of the big wigs at World Rugby want to make it happen, but yeah, it's hard to get the time in the calendar. I think everyone needs to be convinced they'll make some money out of it and then they'll get it done. Kia ora, April Tui. How are you doing? The Blues are indeed in front. When's the Trans-Tasman comp actually happening? Dwayne, I haven't even looked at the fixtures this day. I'm terrible. I tend to go week by week. I just see what's on next week. I haven't even looked because the game's on this week. There was a blood replacement thing a few years ago, a most controversial thing. That was Leicester, wasn't it? That was one of the English teams anyway. There's definitely been times when teams have kind of dodged things up. For sure. I mean, New Zealanders will talk about the food poisoning thing from '95. Or at least some guys that got sick before the game. Like you say, the blood incident. But I don't know about actual proper like match fixing, eh? Guys being paid to play poorly or something like that. Oh, Quins. Okay, thanks, Matthew. Even if there's no Club World Cup, I would like to see some teams organise friendlies between clubs across the world. I think that's happened. I think that has happened occasionally, but not very often. Quins was Bloodgate. Dean Richards, the coach, he got forced to resign. Wow. It's a wee while ago, that one, eh? How's the game looking, April 2? Yeah, the Blues have been not that convincing, to be fair, given it's a Chiefs B team. It's been alright. But I still think yesterday's game was the better watch thus far. Bloodgate was against Leinster. Chiefs got done for losing one for an easy quarterback. Did they really? I know there's been times when teams have abused they've claimed that their props were injured to avoid scrums, so they've gone golden oldies scrums. But didn't they change the law that it's like if you can't scrum, then you have to play with the man down? Or am I dreaming? I definitely know teams have kind of been under the pump at scrum time and then, suddenly both their props get injured, they don't have any replacements. David Percock made his forced debut the same match that OFL debuted for series in a preseason tour. Joshua, that's a hell of a fact. That's like a pub quiz factoid, that one. YOLO, man. I've been good, thank you, brother. Pretty good. School holidays finished this week, so my son is back to school on Monday. So I will get to work building the database of this season's Super Rugby Aotearoa stats, which I have been putting off because it's I was going to say a load of copying and pasting. A big load. Think I'm dreaming? Okay, I might be dreaming. I could have sworn there's some rule about if you can't put both props on, then you have to go down a player, but that might have been like a variation one, like a experimental one. It was a certain competition one. Don't know. Been doing some family tree stuff. It's so fascinating. My dad is one of 18 Irish. It's taking ages. Bloody hell. Yeah, I've got a couple of relatives who are big time into family tree stuff as well. It's a big job, that stuff. Oh, Jay, man. It's great to see old Nihi back for the Highlanders. They got smashed, but it was good to see him back, and he managed to get through some proper minutes. James Ryan's first professional cap was for Ireland. How does that work? How can he get capped for Ireland before he gets capped for Leinster? Who would make 11, 14 and 15 in an All Blacks, Wallabies and Springboks team? Bloody hell. Colby. He makes it. On form, I don't think Caleb Clark makes it. Last year, yes. Not this year. 15. Who's the best 15? Who's the best 15 in the Southern Hemisphere, excluding the Pumas? There's a lot of good 15s in South Africa, but am I ready to say they're better than the ones here over here? Maybe Geordie or DMAC? I don't know. Star Leo's on the same line of thinking as me. Got to be DMAC or Geordie, yeah, sure. I probably agree with that. Chiefs have gone 6 phases. Whoa! What on earth happened there? Was that Rangi? What the hell was he doing? Or was he pushed? He had to have been pushed, surely. Good academy prospect, and Joe liked him, so put him on a summer tour. Wow, that's madness. What a pass. Yeah, what was that? How can they be close to... Oh, try time. Norris, after getting burned for that Eklund try, he gets one back. Good work from the Chiefs, bit of sustained pressure. Are they doing the captain's challenge? Oh, they're going to captain's refer it. It's just bizarre trying to watch Tom Robinson tell what he wants to refer, and he's absolutely knackered. Captain call, what a waste of time. What the hell was that pass? I swear he wasn't touched. Most questionable pass of the year. What the hell? Yeah, Sean Stevenson's picked it up in an offside position by the look of it. How did the Chiefs go from being consistently crap to being good? Different coaching? Don't know. Someone needs to make some montage with that pass on it. What was that pass? And then he looks at the ref like something happened, but it looks like he just... I don't know. Gatland is gutted. That's weird though, because I don't think that's what the captain's referral was for, right? I didn't even know if that was in the laws. Like, we want to go back and look at this, and the refs find something else. He's like, the pass was fine. The pass was backwards, but he picks it up offside. I don't know. The refs are all over the shop. They can't remember who had advantage. This is a bit of a shambles. Unusual is putting it mildly, Pete. Glizzy's got the Chiefs plus 18.5. It's looking like a decent one at the moment. Yola had his first rugby game today and won 27-18, but you're stuffed. I will bet you are. So it's still the Blues penalty because the advantage which the Chiefs got was played after that incident happened. Whoa, bloody hell. Mess. It's a shambles, alright. In the States, you miss rugby. I can't imagine, mate. I lived in China and I missed rugby a lot too. Anyway. Clayton is annoyed, indeed. He had a quick replay and it was advantage. Apparently the ref saying the advantage that the Chiefs got was after that incident, so the Blues one comes first. The score was 14-11, but then the Chiefs try got disallowed, so it's back to 14-6. Glizzy. Had My first was today and we had 2 blokes with concussion. Jeez. Not good. I actually need to get my son's enrollment sorted for this season. What was he offside from? Well, he was standing in front of the Chiefs player who then touched it, so he's got to be behind him to be onside, right? I understand that in my mind. Not sure if I can articulate it. If the ball wasn't a knock on, is it not general play, therefore he can't be offside? Someone can't knock the ball to you in an offside position though, right? You can't be standing in front of where the ball carrier is. Don't know. The rules, they're not even rules, they're bloody laws. I struggle to read them. They're difficult. Good kick by Gatland. Yeah, the kick was good. The line out, not so much. It's going to spark some social media debate. It was a shambles either way. It took an awfully long time. The more we have the captain's referral, to be honest, even though the Blues got out of jail there, the less I like it. I mean, I still remember the days before we had bloody TMO calls. The game already gets slowed down enough with TMO calls, let alone captain's challenges, personally. Reference Lions, 3rd test, picking a ball up in an offside position at the death. If the ball goes backwards, how can it be called offside? If it goes backwards. Yeah, that actually kind of makes sense. If it goes backwards, then the guy can't be in front of the ball. If it goes backward, oh bloody hell, I'm getting them. Someone call Uncle Nigel. Oh, good call, man. Someone call Uncle Nigel to explain that one. Tahurio Rangi's pass was so bad, you don't think there could be yeah, maybe that's what it was. The Timo was just like, find a reason to chalk that one off. That's awful. This guy's played for the All Blacks, for goodness sake. What was that pass? It's to be a sanction for unsuccessful challenges, Jamie. Yeah, I was suggesting that the other day in one of my videos because I was like, they get used just too frivolously, eh? Pass was a what the Craig, indeed. It is probably the worst pass you've seen this season from a guy who is picked largely in position number 9 to be good at passing the ball. Yeah. You get one and only one, you think. So even if it's successful, you think that should be it. So you need to kind of save it for something. But then you'd still see guys just getting rid of it in the 75th minute for no reason. So if your body is in front of the passer or toucher and the pass goes backwards, it's still offside. How can the ball go to someone who's in front of the passer if the ball goes backwards? Yeah, the clock's in the red. The Chiefs have gone 10 phases. The Blues are scrambling, but as the commentary team has just alluded to, it would be a deserved try if the Chiefs can get it. They got advantage. They probably just take 3. Don't know. Did you see the clip of JP Doyle taking a charge of the MLR? I didn't. I'll have to have a look at it. Did he really have some one-liners? I did read that he had a good game, though. Too confusing, blowing my mind. Yeah, I know. And Glizzy's mind as well. Yeah. Ball carrier. Someone's in front of the ball carrier. How can the ball travel backwards and that person get it? I don't get it. You can tell by their body language, the Blues guys aren't into it. You might be right, man. They have a lot of hands on hips, but they could just be knackered. I don't know. I was going to go to the game, mate, Ocean, but the tickets ended up falling through from Adidas. My missus was going to get them from her work, but Adidas ended up taking them back. So, there you go. $14-9 at halftime. I feel like the Chiefs probably deserve to even be better than that, to be honest. 14-9 at halftime. A player is an offside and open play if that player is in front of a teammate who's carrying the ball who last played it. Yes. That makes sense to me. You can be offside in general play because you can't stand in front of the ball carrier and be ready to take it, right? If the guy carrying the ball then kicks it and you're in front of him, you can't go grab it, right? Same deal. So that makes sense to me. But the TMO said it went backwards, but how can it go backwards to a guy which is in front of the ball carrier? That part is a bit mind-blowing. Anyway. It's a shame JP's not here because I've got some trivia from the beer bottle and it's a rugby league question. So he's an Aussie. He would have been better at this one. But anyway, some of you guys must be league aficionados. Let's see. How many NRL games did Andrew Johns play for the Newcastle Knights? The ref is confused, says Adley. Indeed, I'm confused as well. Abhishek is from Fiji and enjoying the grog. Good man. A lot. 302. No, it's less than that. It's more than 69. It's less than 330. It's 420. Goodness me, some popular numbers. Theft Parrot has got it right. 249 games for the Newcastle Knights. That's quite a lot. $249. Aled got it as well. 249. That's quite a few. You would have thought he would have gone one more. If you want a little bit of trivia, the number 250 in Chinese means idiot. If you call someone a 250, it makes them an idiot. Why does it mean idiot? Because 250 is half of 500. What's that got to do with the price of fish? That part I don't know. But 250 in Chinese means idiot. There you go. And Big Viet show, yeah, Mudgrass Horse is also an offensive one if you say that in Chinese. Mark, you are 250, indeed. We're going to get another beer. First half thoughts, Rory. I'm not impressed with the Blues. They look to have less desire to win this game than the Chiefs do. The Chiefs guys seem pretty fired up because for them, as the second string guys, they're actually getting a chance to prove a point. They seem to want it a bit more. You just explain why Andrew Johns wouldn't want to get 250 games because he doesn't want to be an idiot. If he's got the Chinese knowledge about the idiots thing, then you might exactly be right. If the Blues win by a bonus point, they'll qualify for the final. Nah, because they'll finish on 20 points, which is what the Chiefs are on. And apparently it goes down to number of wins. The Chiefs have had more wins than 5 than the Blues, who've had 3. So even if the Blues win, they get 4. They're still behind the Chiefs. So the Chiefs are guaranteed to go through. Let's have a look at the stats. They should be up to date by now. Let's have a look. ESPN is one of my favorite pages for some good old solid stats, which are generally pretty well up to date. 14-9 at halftime, that's correct. Possession is 55-45 to the Blues. Territory 51-49 to the Blues. But run meters 197 to 254 to the Chiefs. Tackling percentage, the Blues are at 81%, which is like just a pass, whereas the Chiefs are at 89%, which is bloody good. Penalties conceded as 5 to 6, so pretty tight. I did not bet on this game, Glizzy. I did not put a bet on this game. Novmum put a bet on this game. I hope it wasn't too much, Novmum. I hope you bet on the Chiefs with a point start. Challenge Cup predictions now, mate. I didn't even check the Challenge Cup fixtures, I'll be honest. I did see that, was it Ulster played in the Challenge Cup yesterday? Didn't something happen to John Cooney? Chiefs have all the worst players on. That's why they're playing not that good. If nothing else, they at least seem a bit fired up. Ella took the Blues at -3. So far, your bet's looking pretty good. Greasy says, if the Blues lose with all this help, I'm going to be disappointed. Indeed. Green's got a 5er on the Chiefs plus the force to win. Well, they're behind on the scoreboard, but I still feel like the Chiefs are actually going all right. Nadolo knocked Cooney out cold, accidental, and changed the way Ulster played. Is that right? Those guys are something of a different size, I guess. Yes. Nadolo is something of a unit. And Cooney, whilst he's not a tiny guy, he's a scrum half, so not the biggest. Hope he's alright. I like John Cooney. New curtains. It depends how long you've been on since you've been for a stream. I did get the curtains when I moved into this place from the warehouse. But yeah, they haven't changed them since then. Chief have all their guns off. Indeed, Rio, mate. They are resting all the big guns for next week. Novmum put $15 on the Chiefs, so not too much to lose. That makes sense. Do you believe in a B team in professional sport? Yeah, I reckon there can still be a B team. Some people don't think so, but I still reckon there can be a B team. A's got 20 quid on the Chiefs. A lot of people backing the Chiefs because they were showing good odds, but they did pick a B team. Nice picture hanging there. That's a canvas print of my missus' hometown. I didn't take it, but I had it printed. So yes, it's nice to get some pictures on the wall, make the place feel a bit more like a home than just, I don't know, blank white walls, eh? $4.35 they were paying. Yeah, I think those odds maybe would have been partially at least based on the lineup that the Chiefs put out. Bryn's looking like a good player. Bryn's a bit of a journeyman at this point in his career, eh? He's been with like 3 Super Rugby teams, so yeah. What town? Now, if I told you what town that is in 2019, none of you guys would have ever heard of it. I explained where this town is. I lived there for 7 years. If I told you where it was in 2019, none of you guys would have known it. But now it's one of the most famous places in the world. Wuhan, and theft has got it, indeed. You definitely don't want to be my missus. I am something of a grumpy guts around the house sometimes. My missus is a pretty patient woman. Aotearoa, mate, yeah, nah, I'm not at the game. I was supposed to be. My missus couldn't get the tickets because Adidas, who was giving her company the tickets, took them away. They said, oh, we're going to give them to our staff. Sorry. We'll give you some tickets later. So, yep. What was my time in Wuhan like? Man, Wuhan was awesome. It's great. It's like 10 million people there. Busy as, like compared to New Zealand, which is a pretty, pretty quiet place at the best of times. So, yeah, man, it was awesome. Good food, really friendly people. It's polluted, but that's China. So if you can deal with the pollution, some people don't like the hustle and bustle, like it's too busy, but I had a really good time. I wasn't there in Wuhan in 2019 though, 2020. Assholes, Adidas, indeed. Oh well. It's a bit weird, but I guess it happens. Love the Lions video. What was the reception to it, Rory? I try not to read the comments too hard, but I like reading people's 15s or 23s that they put down, so I still go through them, but so many are just like negative as. It does my head in a wee bit. I try to preface the videos with people are going to write angry comments in the hope that people will go, he said I'm going to write an angry comment, so I'm not going to write an angry comment, but there's still people writing all kinds of nonsense. Anyway. Second half's underway, 40 minutes and 15 seconds we're in. Aileron's wishing the Chiefs would finish over the try line. Indeed, they had their chances. They probably looked sharper and more fired up. Nobody likes Faz. Allard. Nobody likes him. I've gotten a lot of stick for going with him. Whoa, Bryce Heem. Bryce Heem. That seemed accidental, that kick, but I'm assuming he did it on purpose. The Blues are 6 meters out. Christie actually got there very quickly and got the pass away. More quick ball. Going wide. They got numbers. Surely. Nope. Back the other way. 5 phases. 6 phases. Slow ball. Very slow. Count the time. 5, 6. No. They're going to go back for a scrum. I found myself writing Samuel Warburton down. Yeah, not available for selection, unfortunately. How's Rico couldn't pass the ball for a try? I thought we had numbers there, to be honest. April Tui. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the women's game. I was busy preparing my children for sleep. My daughter goes to sleep a lot, I want to say easier, a lot without any drama if I put her to bed. Whereas if my missus does it, it tends to be a bit of a scene. Daramundi, yeah, that was the weird kick. Like, he bent down to pick up that ball, and then at the last moment was like, bugger, here's my foot. And it paid off. It actually worked. That was a moment where he could have looked pretty silly. Oh, the Blues are going for another captain's referral. I've been too busy yapping. What happened? Blues are saying they got it down? I didn't know you could TMO that, as Ducks Quack is saying too. You're not going to see nothing there. That captain's referral is going to be gone. New Zealand players suggested selling 5% of New Zealand rugby to New Zealanders instead of Americans. That would make more sense if their reasoning is to only generate capital, right? And if mums and dads are willing to chuck some money into it. James just woke up in the middle of the night. How's the game, James? Well, it's a pretty much full-strength Blues team against the Chiefs B team, but the Blues have not been sharp. The Chiefs have looked kind of fired up, but that being said, the Blues are currently referring a potential try, so you never know. It was a dumb referral, says Nice Food. Yeah. Yeah, the Blues are going to lose that referral. Seeing as they had the scrum anyway, why not just play the scrum? How much time is left, James? We are at 42.03, so heaps of time. It would raise 155 million and New Zealand Rugby would retain revenue and control on the board. Why aren't they even considering it as beyond you something dodgy at New Zealand Rugby? I don't know. Maybe American money looks better than New Zealand, mate. That greenback. And as James says, we like to buy everything, indeed. One of my mates, actually, who I met in Wuhan, I checked in on him the other day after not talking to him for about a year, and I asked him how he's doing. And he was on at me back when I was in Wuhan to buy Bitcoin years ago, and he bought Bitcoin. He's doing very well for himself because he bought Bitcoin. Speaking of Americans looking to buy stuff. He bought a fair bit of Bitcoin. He said he's looking at buying how many hectares was it? It was a bunch of hectares. A big old farm. And he wants to retire with his Bitcoin money. Anyway. Oh, Jamie. That's about as poorly as you can manage an offensive scrum situation there, eh? The Blues have ended up conceding a penalty and the Chiefs are going to be out of it, so... American money is definitely better if they're putting something directly in your pocket. It's the money plus advertising and social media and all that jazz. It's what comes with the money. Don't like it, but it is. I haven't read enough into it, eh? There's been, oh, goodness me, a good exit play from the Chiefs. There's been a lot into it. I try to stick to mostly on the field stuff rather than the boardroom stuff as another Chiefs penalty. But I probably should look into it at some point. Everyone has their own stories about how they were into Bitcoin when it's only worth a few US dollars. This guy actually bought it though. That's the difference. How much time is left? We're at 44:30. Bitcoin value's gone bonkers, I know. Why would you want to buy New Zealand rugby? I have no clue. It can't be a moneymaker. Yeah, they do okay, but they've lost a lot of money in recent times. Worth a win for the Blues after a poor season if they can hold on to a lead at halftime. Am I lying? Nope. All Blacks brand is worth a lot. Yeah. It's definitely the biggest brand in rugby union, but rugby union in the scheme of things is not the biggest of sports, eh? New York Free Jacks. Wrong location, but yeah, I like the Arrows as well. It's the loss of money that worries me. What will Silver Lake want to do to get their money back? Yeah, I think that's the thing that people maybe aren't thinking about, eh? Like, these guys aren't going to give you all that money without wanting their pound of flesh, so yeah. Everyone just wants that money up front because they think they can do the world with it. I don't know, I just feel like it's like your mate who's like, man, we should invest in this, blah, blah, blah. We borrow this money and we could do this, we'll make heaps of money. Yeah, I don't know about it. I said if I ever come into some substantial amount of money, I would buy a Scarlets. Buy Scarlets, even if it hemorrhages money. I'd try to make it look more appealing and bring in fans. Yeah, probably most sports fans at one point have dreamed of, like, trying to kind of help out their club or whatever. Like, it'd be nice to build the Blues a proper stadium, get them away from Eden Park. I mean, not that there's nothing wrong with Eden Park in terms of the ground, but it's just too big for the Blues. It's in the wrong neighborhood for the All Blacks and concerts and stuff. So anyway. All Blacks are the only rugby brand that non-rugby fans of the States know of. Is that right? Do they even know it though? Maybe some. Spoke to a Korean friend about rugby, and the only thing he was able to comment was, "Oh yeah, aren't New Zealand really good at that sport?" Okay. That's probably about it. Although most people, when they think of New Zealand, they think like hobbits and something else. Lord of the Rings is the one we always get, and something else. It's not rugby. Lord of the Rings and something else. Sheep, that's the one, Matthew. Yeah. You guys have got lots of sheep, and didn't they film Lord of the Rings there? What's going on here, Craig? Chiefs are lining up another shot at goal. Flight of the Conchords, Taika Waititi. Yeah, Flight of the Conchords and Taika Waititi are more niche. But yeah, some people know them. But the sheep thing's pretty universal. It's a 2-point game, man. Bloody hell. The Blues are struggling. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't go to this game. Bet that Super Rugby in terms of spectacle, jerseys, player, character, stuff like that is way more marketable in the US than the Premiership or top 14? Maybe. Alright, Blues will have a line out just outside the Chiefs 22. So I would kindly ask the Blues to not muck this up and do something with it. Tahuri Rangi's off. What is up with Tahuri Rangi, eh? Like, he's never really kicked on from when he first came onto the scene and ended up making the All Blacks. Oh, for goodness sake, we lost the bloody line out. Grumble, grumble, grumble. At this point, from a Chiefs fan's perspective, I am worried for the Blues. Yeah. This is very familiar territory. This is like Blues of old, which is not a good thing. If they want New Zealand rugby to be watched around the world, they should have sold the rights to Sky around the world, something a lot of sports fans have. Paying rugby for us wasn't too much. Yeah, that was a bit of a money grab, that Rugby Pass one. I did hear, I didn't actually know the result, Ulster against Leicester. I know that Cooney got injured. That's about the extent of it. I feel like rugby should be profitable. Like the limited number of commercials makes it tough, but US and Europe have found ways to make some cash. Rugby could definitely be doing more stuff to make itself more profitable. But there's some areas they're not quite willing to go down as yet. Maybe that's a good topic for a video at some point. And Jamie's feeling my pain. This is... Maybe I shouldn't do live streams for Blues games, eh? It's kind of frustrating. Rugby Pass is indeed owned by Sky TV now, April 2. Interestingly, Rugby Pass, when it was independent, I used to talk to them and they would use some of my power rankings videos to boost their own content. Liam Messham's come on. That's a bit of a nice site. And I don't know, they just seemed pretty cool. They had all the rights to all the competitions and they seemed to be really nicely run. And they got bought by Sky and I don't know, they dropped half of the content they were showing. They didn't tell me to bugger off, but they were just kind of like, oh, we're run by Sky now, so we'll probably have to change the way we're doing things. But yeah, I always loved Rugby Pass, like when I was in China, because they had all the rugby for such a cheap price. I was like, this is like the perfect product. And then Sky went and wrecked it. Wee Wee's basically a Blues fan because I'm the only exposure for Super Rugby Aotearoa. I'm sorry about that, man. I wish I was a Crusaders fan for you. This is a team which is destined to just let you down time and time again, apparently. Women's rugby is still the fastest section growing. Yeah. They really should see that growth potential and just harness it now. Manage it now instead of just putting it on the back burner. But anyway, Craig's telling me to watch up. All right, I'll keep my eyes on the screen. The Blues are on the 10-metre line. Christie's going to box kick it. He box kicks it. It's up. It's high. It's backwards. Satutu. Okay. Christie. Here we go. Blues out wide. Sullivan. And that's try time. Don't tell me the Blues actually did something right. I don't believe it. Wee Scottish and loose to using. Then you're in the right place. All from a regathered box kick. Sullivan looks like a handy player. People have been on and on for Sullivan to get a crack for ages, and they've only finally put him in now. Sullivan just went straight, man. He never even looked like passing it. Good try. We needed that. Still overrated, I agree. It's Chiefs B team. Don't get too excited, but yeah. Harry Plummer's come on as well. Hayden's hoping the Blues win this one. Goodness me, I hope we do. It'd be tragic if we can't beat a largely under-strength team. Women's game growth is artificial compared to the actual interest. Every pundit is talking about it lately, but I never imagined going to a women's game. Yeah, I'd go to the under-20s. From what limited amount of women's rugby I have watched, it's always pretty fast-paced and actually genuinely quite entertaining. The main issues I've had with it, at least watching the Northern Hemisphere stuff, is that some of the players are professional and some of them are not. So it kind of reminds me of watching watching the men's game, years ago when you genuinely had teams who put a lot more resource into it than others. So it was a mismatch, and then the results reflect that. That's the main thing. Conversion was missed, by the way. But it is 19-12. The main thing is more girls, like young school age girls, are signing up to play rugby, whereas fewer guys are doing it than before. So, yeah. Freudian slip, I know. I watched quite a bit of women's rugby. There's a huge skill gap between the men's and women's. Yeah, because the players are only just starting to become professional, I would say. There's no better way to get the skills higher than to be paid to do that as your job. Pablo should have come to the Blues. He probably wanted to win stuff. So he knew better than that. Excited for the Lions tour to South Africa, Christopher. That is putting it mildly. I can't wait for that. We're not too far away now, and Gatlin's going to name his squad soon too. Should be fascinating. Leo, mate, long time no see. How are you doing, bud? The France-England women's game. Yeah. Low scoring, but it was pretty intense. Oh, the Chiefs have won another penalty. We need Barrett and Roger to bust a check. Well, hopefully, yeah, 2022. What's happening here? Injury. Okay, we're going to have a break. Not bad. Force win later. Leo, I would love to see a force win. I would assume the Brumbies at home will be too good, but you never know. Sean says, I say 3-0 win for the Lions because of South Africa not playing international matches since the World Cup. Floodlights just went out there, abandoned the game. Wait, I must be thinking of a different game. I was thinking of the Six Nations game at the weekend. What happened with the lights went out? Tomo mentioned I watched New Zealand rugby and he was like, oh, New Zealand, isn't that where Pavlova? comes from. Pavlov is a pretty specific reference. Any chances for Lions picks you predicted aren't currently playing internationally, Alex? Potentially you mean like Tuilangi, who's not playing in the Six Nations but could get picked? Now that George North's out, he's the first one that comes to my mind. I mean, everyone talks about Sam Simmons, but I personally can't see it happening. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. Charlotte, good morning. Dropped in for a quick check. Looks tense. Go Blues. Indeed, Charlotte. We are playing an understrength Chiefs team, and yet we're making hard work of it, but we're still in the lead, so we'll see how things go. How are things over in the UK? Heard more kids in New Zealand playing soccer and rugby. Scott, our numbers for soccer at young ages have always been really high. I think even Grant Fox played soccer when he was a kid. But there's a stage where kids stop playing soccer and start playing rugby. It's like they play soccer as kind of a muck around game when they're very young, but then they usually switch to rugby if they're going to keep playing their sports. It's basketball that's the main one that is taking the older kids, like in terms of the growth. Like basketball is going through the roof and rugby is kind of declining at those later age groups, at least with the men's stuff. Jess, I am going pretty good. As long as the Blues remain in front, I'm doing pretty good. Finally had some rain for the garden, so it looks a little less unhappy. Good. Good. I've had lots of rain here. Not that I'm growing anything at the start of autumn. As an Exeter fan, I can't see Sam Simmons going. He plays like a flanker, and there are plenty of choices there. Yeah, if there's areas where Warren Gatland is spoilt for choice, it's in his loose forwards. Absolutely. He was completely anonymous against Leinster. Yep, I thought Jack Conan looked pretty good in that game compared to Sam Simmons. To be fair. I mean, it's one game, so Gatland will be looking at more than that, but yeah. I just think he'll have other options, eh? Like, I still think Faletau will be his guy, but anyway, we'll see. Devon had 5% of the normal April rainfall. Goodness me. We had a drought, actually, earlier in the year, in the summer, so it's the changing weather patterns. We've realised that pheasants eat the slugs, so now you don't mind them in the garden. I like the way you think. Blues, thank goodness, have turned the Chiefs over after about 10 phases. And Sullivan clears with a big old left boot. That is a pretty good kick. It doesn't quite go out, but he's got the Chiefs at least back into their own half. Watch up, says Craig. Goodness me. Sides are offloading like mad. Anytime Craig tells me to watch up, I know something's about to happen. Chiefs with a turnover. What happened there? Oh no. Oh no. Here's trouble. Not Sean Stevenson. Do your little pistols thing, Sean. Go on. Maybe he doesn't do that anymore. Chiefs just from turnover ball. Blues way too casual. No intensity about the Blues defense there, eh? I mean, credit to the Chiefs, but I still feel like the Blues were pretty soft. Wow. Goodness me. Fleshin's going to see his first live sporting event in a year this afternoon as his son has a first rugby game back. That's awesome. Speaking of awesome, what a bloody kick from Bryn. Was it Bryn Gatland? It was Bryn Gatland. 19 points apiece. Soft defense, aces, theft. I could not agree with you more. As soon as the Chiefs got that turnover, it's like the Blues guys were just flat-footed. Like, oh, okay, I guess it's their turn now. Man. Nov Mum's $15 on the Chiefs is looking alright. Sean's got Liam Williams, Reece Zammit, Hogg, Henshaw, Farrell, Bigger, Murray, Wyn Jones, Kenowan, Furlong. It didn't show me your locks. Maybe you ran out of text. I wish I'd kind of picked Liam Williams in my team because he is really quite a reliable player. Right. Before we get too downcast about this game, the Blues are 7 phases in the Chiefs 22. So there's a chance for us to hit back straight after conceding points. It wouldn't be like us to do that, but we have a chance. And we've got advantage, so we should at least pick up 3. 9 phases. Ball is slow. Chiefs bodies all over the place. Black, Blues knocked it on. Chiefs' future is looking sweet, but what a rusty-ass game. I reckon the halfback changed the game. Yeah, Tahuriarangi's just never quite... Don't know why. It's like the Crusaders all over again. They're going to opt for the 3. Take it. Surely we go back in front here. Surely. Watch up. He can't miss the bloody kick, mate. He's straight out in front. He can't miss it. He can't miss it. No way does Aotearoa Black miss this kick. Nah, he's got it. 22-19. 22-19. Tight one. Yes. Very. Too tight. Shouldn't be this tight. Do the Blues concede points straight from the restart? That would be very much like us. Or do we have a good solid exit? Knock. To Satutu. Slow ball. And knock for the box kick, surely. Here it is. There it goes. Impossible to miss unless you're Wales at the Rugby World Cup. I think Chris Patterson missed a real sitter once, didn't he? Like the ball fell over right as he was putting his boot through it. News that South African sides might be in the Champions Cup either next season or the following one. They should qualify like the rest. Are they thinking about some kind of backdoor entry for them? They definitely should be qualifying like everybody else. None of them can feel that $15 slipping away. Curtly Beale against the Lions when he slipped. His was a long range one though, wasn't it? I remember that. I was watching that with my Waratahs friend. That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. South Africa is damaging their union. Yeah, 40 metres. Yeah, that was a pretty brutal one. Moonga let one slip. I guess, yeah, there's been a few. But like literally like right out in front ones. I'm just trying to think. There's not many. Fleshin's even been to the pub. Living it up. Rate Ioane at 13. Still not the finished product. He is very quick. He's quicker than most 13s. But he's not quite there. We are at 67.30 in terms of the time update. Who are the All Blacks playing? They're supposed to be playing Italy, and are they playing Fiji? I see Ireland's just cancelled their games with Fiji. Barrett's missed a conversion right in front of the posts with time up against Cardiff to win the game. No way. Funny things that pressure does, eh? Right, the Blues have got a line out in a very handy position. Why do I feel like all their runners get bloody isolated? But anyway, the forwards have showed up to secure the ball. 2 phases. Quick ball. Very quick ball that time. Unbelievable. But so cool is over it. Not quite. He's lost his headgear. Akira's on. And he's trucking it up. Blues have got advantage. And of course we've knocked it on. But we'll take the 3. Charlotte's got to go. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, Charlotte. Have a good one. Not so much from Clark tonight. Yeah, Clark, honestly, I want to see his numbers. That's my job next week, is to run all the numbers for the whole Super Rugby Aotearoa and AU seasons. It's going to take me a while, but I feel like they're not going to be that flash. Just as a hunch, without seeing the full season stats. Yeah, James, my thoughts are the same as yours. I don't think he's been... His stats are on the screen now. 7 carries, 30 metres, 3 broken tackles, 2 tackles. Yeah, pretty quiet for him. Like, not bad, pretty standard, but if he's supposed to be, you know, All Blacks level, I would think maybe a bit more. My 10-cent Satyrs win next week. That will definitely be the favourites. Did I have a second bottle cap to... Did we read this one yet? No, we didn't. Gavin Hastings missed one straight in front to lose the semis. I'm sure... What's his face? Patterson missed one as well. Or am I dreaming? Didn't the ball fall over right as he was going to put his kick through it, like against Romania or something in the World Cup? Watch up. I'm looking forward to see Caleb play, even if he's blue. What? Fleshin, nah, this game's a dead rubber. It doesn't have any difference. The Chiefs are playing a B team because they are in the final next week, no matter what happens here. Blues are scrumming it up. They've got advantage from the scrum. Knock gets it to the right. Rico's being held up. The maul still there. Knock goes open side to Sullivan, who can't quite get a second try of the match. The Blues have got another advantage, and that's penalty. How come I didn't go to the game, salty mate? My missus was supposed to get free tickets, but Adidas ended up not giving them. They took them back for their own staff. Bastards. Excuse my language. Patterson basically grubbed it off the tee. Right, I thought so. I thought I was going nuts. Alright, while they're setting the scrum, quiz time. New Zealand rugby question. Pretty obscure. But the answer is someone most of you should know if you follow any kind of New Zealand rugby. Who was named the Otago Razorbacks Player of the Year in 2012? I think the Razorbacks is like the youth squad or like the under 20s something squad for Otago. April 2 hates Adidas, their gear is crap. And they offer tickets only to take them away. Indeed. Unfortunately, it was not me who was named the Otago Razorbacks Player of the Year in 2012. It was not DMAC and it was not Smith. It was a forward. It was a front row forward who still plays with the Highlanders to this day. Knock with the behind the back pass, but nope, nothing's happened there. Theft Parrot has got it right. It is Liam Coltman. Indeed. Well done, man. Well done, Liam Coltman. Hayden and then Sam have also got it right. Indeed. Sub 9 for the Blues seems to be adding a bit of pace, says Dean. Yeah, Knock, I think, is looking the quickest of our three. Christie and Ruru, the other two halfbacks who we have tried this season, look a bit slow. Theft is 2 from 2, indeed. Craig says, watch up. Okay. 73 minutes on the clock. Scrum is being set. It's pretty stable. Blues are shimmying it forward. They're going to get advantage. Surely the Chiefs front rows have all stood up. Satutu takes it off the back. And he's got it down. Hell yeah, I think that's the game. Sorry, Nov Mum, that means your $15 is gone, but your team's been surprisingly good for a team full of guys who are on their debut. They're going to captain's challenge it. They have to. They have to captain's referral. Yeah, exactly. It's that point in the game where if they don't do it, they're going to lose it. Manny, how is it going? Local rugby in Victoria is bad. What should they do to get it better? Goodness me. Grassroots always seems to be the key. Get more guys playing it, but it's hard with AFL as a big competitor. Did the Chiefs 9 get obstructed? I would have said no based on the first looking. See you, April Tui. Have a good rest of your day as well. Chiefs halfback had his arms around the Blues player. Yeah, I don't think you can see there's much there. But anyway, somebody give that man an Oscar. Yeah, well, the ref wasn't buying it on first viewing. No, it's going to be a loss of the referral and the Blues try will stand. Just the last roll of the dice, Jamie. Yeah, that's the one thing that really grinds my gears about the way that the Captain's Challenge is used. I don't blame them. It's definitely the smart way to use it, but it speaks to the flaw in the way it's currently set up. I don't think any of us, like there's bloody 90 of us here, who've sat here for an extra 90 seconds of our lives watching that nonsense when there was nothing there. And that's not just the Chiefs, it's every team. Every team's done it. They throw a stupid referral because if they don't do it, the game's probably going to be gone. But that's not the way it should be. Anyway. Are the Chiefs in the final if they lose? Indeed, Tim Moana, they definitely are. They are already qualified. The Blues cannot pass them. Commentator saying you might as well use it. Not if there's anything there. I guess if they thought there's something there worth reviewing, then they use it. But yeah, I don't think we should be using it the way it's been used personally. James doesn't like the captain's challenge or the goal line dropout. Johnny doesn't mind the captain's referrals, make things interesting. I don't mind the referrals, but I think there needs to be a counterbalance if you muck it up. I don't know what that should be. I just know they did that in ice hockey, and the amount of stupid referrals reduced drastically because there's a price if you get it wrong. So you need to be bloody sure that what you've seen is worth referring. Alan likes the 50-22. I think you will be in the minority of people with that one. I like the concept of the 50-22, but I will admit, whenever I used to watch League, which was pretty few and far between, and someone did a 20, what is it called, a 60-40? 40-20? Whatever it's called in League, I was like, what the hell just happened? I feel like rugby's already complicated enough without adding that rule, personally. -1 sub, that could be it, yeah. 40-20, thanks, Starley. I knew it was something like that. Craig says to watch up. What's going to happen here? I mean, surely with 3 minutes to go, the Blues can't blow a 10-point lead. Surely not. Stranger things have happened. Right, Blues line out. 6 meters out. Satutu wins it. More time. Not really going anywhere. Yeah, here we go. Second shove. The hooker peels off. He's short. Satutu, basketball pass out wide is heaps of numbers, and that's all she wrote. Not sure about the casual put down for the try from AJ Lamb, but anyway, we'll take it. Try time. Still overrated. Yeah. Let's not forget, this is a second string Chiefs team. So there's nothing too much to get real kind of chuffed about from this from a Blues point of view. Ballard's got his -3, that's for sure. Yeah, man. Good call, that one. It's 34-19 with the conversion to come, and we're at 78-35. So, oh God, he's missed another one. 34-19. Not his best goal kicking effort, but yeah, there's about a minute to go, so we'll be done. Oops, wrong score. Let's edit that. So it's going to be a pretty solid victory for the Blues, but as I said, bonus point win doesn't really matter. Well, Teddy may miss, but the Blues are smiling now. Yeah, we'll take it for sure. Never in doubt, Jamie. Never in doubt. Absolutely. At no point was I getting depressed at the shocking state of the Blues play. Name a more iconic duo than Ulster bottling European rugby. Oh, goodness me. Good win for the Blues as a poor consolation prize. Yeah, it's definitely a consolation. Oh, at least we get to finish the season with a Blues knock on. Wouldn't be a Blues season without finishing to a knock on. Predictions for Blues versus Rebels. Knock-ons. But yeah, we'll take it. Like I said, be good to the boys. They did the job. The Chiefs certainly gave them a run for their money. But maybe over the course of the 80, that's where the difference is. Maybe that's it. My cousin is the captain of the Blues women's team, and she's also Blackfern's captain. That's awesome, Carl. Blues disappointed. 2 senses up there with an iconic duo. I know, right? Oh, goodness me. Are you going to do a Super Rugby 15 New Zealand Team of the Year? Yeah, probably. I want to run the stats, man. You know me. I love to have the stats. I've got the gut feeling of who I think's played well in each position. Sometimes you want like a tiebreaker. You want to look at the numbers. Sometimes there's a guy you think, wow, that guy was really amazing. But then you look, maybe didn't have the work rate and it kind of appears in the numbers. I don't know. Chiefs still making the finals. Absolutely. Chiefs are going to have one last crack. And Trans-Tasman is a separate comp. That is true. Blues have won a penalty. Do they keep playing? Do they kick it out? They've snatched a third place finish from the jaws of a poor third place finish. Yes, the Highlanders' loss meant that third place was pretty much guaranteed. Watch up, says Craig. Don't tell me we've got more. Don't tell me. At 82 minutes, the Blues are keeping on playing. Five tries to 1. Looks pretty hairy for the Chiefs on paper. That's like the most horrible line out, but somehow, by dumb luck, the Blues have still got the ball. Like that line out is the equivalent of Tahuri Orangi's pass earlier. And AJ Lamb's just got a second try. That's lucky. Take it. We'll take it. Why the hell did I pick the Chiefs? I think I must have picked them before I saw the lineups, but yeah. AJ Lamb, always going to score from there, really. Gallant effort from a young Chiefs side, says James, which is pretty much a fair reflection, eh? So many guys on debut that were always going to struggle to compete for the full 80. One of the Blues guys in the coach's room back there is on his phone. Don't blame him. The Chiefs women did win. That's what Cora let us know before, I think it was. This might drop the Chiefs' morale, maybe. Now, the fact that Harry Plummer is kicking this, I would assume is going to mean the game finishes 39-19. But it'd be very Blues-like for him to kick it. No, of course not. He's shanked it way wide. Anyway, we take it. We definitely take it. The Chiefs still go through to the final based on their more wins, which I think is probably pretty fair. They've been the better team over the course of the season. They were on a 5-game winning run. The Chiefs have dropped this one, but one eye on next week. Should be a cracking game. Probably fair that the Blues didn't crack 40. That would have been a bit too much. All right, folks, we've got a Australian game on in about 40 minutes. So if you guys are going to watch that one, I'll see you guys then. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day or your evening. It's been fun. Happy to see the Blues get a win. I'm kind of feeling calm. And I wouldn't say happy, but I'm satisfied. that's probably the result on paper that makes the Blues look okay. But yeah, still credit to the Chiefs for going pretty hard for 60, and then yeah, the Blues taken. All right, guys. Cheers all, and I'll see you again for another one. Take care.